Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, and then I have the overall theme for the reading. I actually just got this new Moonology messages deck in the mail, and I'm so excited to use it. So you guys are actually the first reading that I'm pulling a card from, even though the other readings I've done for this round of readings, I used a different deck. So I'm excited about that. We'll jump into that in just a second. I have the tarot deck that I will be using already shuffled, the clarification deck that I'll be using, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Aquarius, in your recent past, you have work through your fears with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is definitely to me an indication that you have felt as if you've been in a place of getting the short end of the stick, maybe giving a lot to a job or a relationship or a path or just to life in general and receiving very little. And I feel like that sparked quite a few of your fears to surface, specifically around maybe um, safety or feeling like you're never going to have what it is that you need or you desire, or what it is that you feel you're deserving of even. And I feel like that this energy has been actually affecting you for quite some time, because I feel like this is still carrying over into your current energy, because in your current energy you have the energy is gaining momentum with the Ten of Wands. Now, to me, this is kind of this Ten of Wands is like this heaviness that you've been carrying, this burden of your fear of your past, of feeling like you're never going to have what it is that you need and desire. I just feel like you're feeling very burdened. You're feeling as if things are heavier and more difficult than they are lighter and easier and working out for you. But with this energy is gaining momentum card, I kind of feel like as things get heavier, because I feel like they haven't always kind of felt this heavy, this burdensome. I feel like it's kind of picking up to some sort of like new beginning. And I say that because the overall theme of the reading is beginnings with the new moon card. I just love the imagery on these. I don't know. Anyway, so I do feel like things are picking up into a new beginning. I don't feel like that new beginning is going to look like you necessarily think it will. But the energy of it is you and your loved ones are safe with the Seven of Wands. So to me, it feels like this energy of like, no matter what happens, like you're gonna be okay, and like ultimately whatever is happening and whatever is gonna happen is going to work out for the best for you, and needing to kind of really, as much as you can, believe in that, because I feel as if this kind of safety, I just safety, like this safe word is really what's coming through for me, is something that I feel like you've struggled with, feeling maybe safe in a relationship or safe financially or safe in a home life situation. Not like your physical safety necessarily is being put into question. It could be, that could definitely be the case, but like emotional safety too, feeling safe to be yourself, feeling safe to pursue the path that you desire, things of that nature. I feel like you've lacked that and you've kind of been stuck in this survival mode kind of energy. But let's start by looking at your recent past. You have work through your fears with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, please. Recent past for Aquarius, work through your fears with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Work through your fears with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. All right, this is for Aquarius's recent past. There you are. No, that's the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, this is, I got you. Okay. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Cups. I thought it was the Queen of Swords at first. And literally the first thing that kind of comes out is this lack of security. And it's almost like an overwhelming feeling of lacking security. And again, that could apply to so many different aspects of your life, your relationships, your financial situation, like I said, like your home life. And I feel like it's been so overwhelming that it's been hard to like make any changes because you've kind of just been trying to like keep your head above water. And again, I know this is your recent past, but I still feel like this is affecting you. So I feel like this is like you trying to like survive. Like that's what this energy feels like. And you're investing and you're showing up as the best you can. And you feel like, you haven't really been, I don't necessarily want to say rewarded, but like you haven't received what it is that you deserve for the energy that you have shown up with. And I feel like that has been this energy I actually feel for some of you could be the energy that you have been struggling with like even since childhood. Like just lack of safety, feeling overwhelmed by that, and constantly just doing whatever you feel you need to survive. Recent past for Aquarius, work through your fears with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Recent past for Aquarius. What is all of this? All these pentacles. Because there's a King of Pentacles, but then you have the Two of Wands in reverse. Because this is an energy of being out of alignment, or like on a path that isn't meant for you, or like just overthinking, overplanning. And I feel like the overthinking and overplanning aspect is kind of a result of that survival mode. But I also feel like it has something to do with the fact that maybe you weren't and maybe are getting to be more in alignment with what's meant for you. Clarifying this Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so there's some sort of a cycle here, because the World with the Knight of Cups and then this Lovers in reverse, and then there's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you've been in a lot of situations here, Aquarius, in particular in your recent past, that very much do not see your value, that does not align with your values. So when when we're out of alignment, I feel like oftentimes we tend to jump to like, oh, well, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm making the wrong decisions or something like that, when I don't think that that's a good way to frame what that means. Being out of alignment literally means that we've been taught that we are deserving of less than what we are. And so we accept that into our life, thinking that that's as good as it gets for us. Learning to live in alignment is learning to live in a place of knowing your worth and knowing what you're deserving of, and, knowing that so much that you also know that it's possible for you to have what you deserve as long as you stand up for that worth. But a lot of times we go through situations in life, sometimes starting in childhood, that make us believe that maybe we aren't deserving of what it is that we desire, or that we have to settle for less than what we know we deserve, because we have to in order to be safe, like to be okay in relationships or in jobs or whatever the case is. And those limiting beliefs can apply to a lot of areas of your life. And if you don't bring those to the surface, they can affect you for lifetimes. And so I feel like this is something that you have been, like I said, kind of struggling with for a while. Let's get more on your recent past. Recent past for Aquarius, please. Recent past for Aquarius, please. It just feels like you feel or have felt like this wheel here has been consistently not turning in your favor. Maybe feeling like it turns in the favor of others, like feels like it turns in the favor of the people around you, or like just you can't catch a break. And no matter what, it just feels like you always feel like you get the short end of the stick. And I feel like you do. I feel like you're correct about that. But with the Judgment and the Hierophant in reverse, there's a deeper truth that's needing to be seen that can help you switch your perspective here on why this is happening. You know, one of the basics of the law of attraction that we talk about often on this channel is that we really are in control of our reality. We're not necessarily in control of exactly what happens, but we're in control of attracting certain situations into our life. And sometimes we have to look deeper at why something is happening the way that it is so that we can take accountability for how things are unfolding for us. Now, all of the times when I talk about that on my channel, like pretty much every time I mention that, I get some sort of comment saying that like I'm victim blaming or I'm saying that it's your fault that things have not been going your way. And that's not at all what I'm saying. Again, I want to connect this to when I said starting from childhood, we have certain limiting beliefs that are placed on us. We have these beliefs that we're unworthy, that we're not deserving, that, you know, what, toxic and unhealthy relationships look like, what is expected of us versus what, to pursue what it is expected of us as opposed to what we desire, just limiting beliefs of society in terms of what's possible for us. And those things, those beliefs and those experiences that you have that make you feel and believe that way are not your fault by any means. However, if you want those experiences to not be what controls your life, you have to take accountability for them by looking at, okay, what is this trying to teach me? What have these past experiences made me believe about myself and about life, and how can I deconstruct those so that I can replace them with beliefs that are going to be what it is that I want, instead of this, this lack and feeling of getting the short end of the stick that I feel like I've been stuck with my whole life. So taking, accountability can be different than blame. I'm not saying that it is your fault that things have happened the way that it did. And honestly, when I talk about that, I want it to be a message of hope to say, if you are in control of how things have played out for you, then that means you're in control of how things can go. That means that it is within your power to create the life that you want and deserve. But unfortunately, the first step in that is taking responsibility for how your circumstances currently are. And so again, that's this deeper truth that can help you shift your perspective and to say, first and foremost, Aquarius, you are not just unlucky. You are not just, the universe didn't single you out and say, you Aquarius, your life has to suck. Other people, they can have lives, they can live the life of their dreams, but your life has to suck. That's not how the universe works. And one of I don't remember where I read this once, but like it kind of shifted my perspective on that and saying, like, you're not that special. The universe hasn't singled you out to say that you have to live a life in survival mode and other people get to live this wonderful, life aligned with abundance, because per the law of oneness, what is possible for one person is possible for everyone. And so when we can see that and take accountability and start to dive deeper into these truths, we can start to uncover how the ways that we hold ourselves back within, the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, are literally reflected at us in our reality. But anyway, okay, shifting gears. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying the energy is gaining momentum with the 10 of Wands here. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Current energy for Aquarius, please. The energy is gaining momentum with the 10 of Wands. This is for Aquarius's current energy. Sorry, those are in reverse. The Sun in reverse, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Swords in reverse. Aquarius, you've been listening to, bear with me, okay, through this message. You've been listening to your ego over your heart. Your ego is a tricky little thing because its intentions are good. It wants to protect you from danger, and the way that it does that is it tries to keep you safe. It tries to keep you in false senses of security and control so that it can predict how things are going to go. And a lot of times what that means is it will keep you in cycles and in places where you're not valued, or where you're not accepted, or where you're not receiving, because yeah, all those things aren't great. You're used to them. you're really, really used to how those feel. You're used to the bare minimum relationship. You're used to receiving less than what you deserve for the work that you put in. You're used to not being respected. You're used to not being valued. And I'm not saying specifically those things, but your ego is used to certain ways of living and certain outcomes, and your ego will actually actively make decisions that choose those situations that actually aren't good for you, that don't align with your worth, because it says, I know how this is going to turn out. And it might not turn out, in a way that I necessarily want, but it'll turn out in a way that I can predict. And then your heart is sitting here saying, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve experiences that do align with your worth and with your value. But your ego is keeping you stuck in certain places. And maybe this is like just confirmation to like that you have moved on from the right things, that you have moved forward. I have a dog hair that's tickling my nose right here, so please bear with me. Okay. Whew. I didn't like that. Your heart wants you to have more. Your ego wants you to have predictability, and that can really create this, like, it can butt heads, because if you're not used to experience more, if you're not used to experiencing more, if you're not used to abundance and love and aligning with the life that you deserve, then that's going to actually feel more uncomfortable for you than staying in places where, like I said, you're not valued or appreciated. So trying to see that your one of those quotes that are pretty famous, it was in that book, Perks of Being a Wallflower. I talk about it a lot on my channel, is we do accept what we think we deserve. But we think we deserve what we've been taught to believe that we deserve. And so that's why healing and manifestation go so hand in hand, is because if we want to create the life that we desire, we have to heal all of the reasons that have made us, all of the experiences and the reasons that we have come to believe that we are not deserving of what it is that we desire. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Okay. You're having this internal battle, Five of Wands with the Knight of Wands, within yourself, that, and it's kind of what we're talking about, but I feel like there's some sort of a leap of faith that the universe is asking you to make, either away from something or towards something, or both. And there's a part of you that knows this is the right direction for you, but this is your heart talking. Your heart knows that there's a certain direction you need to go toward, away from something, towards something, or again, away from something, leading you towards something. But then there's the part of you that says, but think about all the things that could go wrong. Your ego is sitting there in your ear. Your fear is sitting there in your ear saying, well, if you do that, you could end up alone forever. If you choose yourself and walk away from that job, you could end up homeless on the streets, not able to pay your bills. If you choose, yourself, and you start that business, you could fail, and that failure could lead you to awful, awful things. It's there in your ear, and your ego is the loudest guidance that you are going to receive. It's going to be the most prominent, and it's going to be the most believable, because again, it's going to align with what you are used to. And so right now, there's this need to bring to the surface this internal battle that you've been struggling with for some time. It's a battle that you've been struggling with for some time here, Aquarius. This isn't a new battle for you. Current energy for Aquarius, please. Current energy for Aquarius, please. It is walking away from something. Or, again, that could also be walking towards something. But look what's on the other side of that. The Wheel of Fortune. It's things turning in your favor. Whatever this internal battle that you're having. It's like, should I stay or should I go? Or should I or should I not? Like, whatever that battle is, the choice that is like the scariest is definitely the right decision here. The choice that brings the most that sparks the most fear in you, I feel like, is the right decision. But like in a good way. Like, it's something that you want, something that you know is what's what's best for you here. Let me clarify this. We're going to go back and clarify these messages, but I want to clarify this 8 of Cups really quick. It's too specific. Okay, it's too specific for a general reading. Something you're going to have to shine a light on, but whatever it is, it allows you to balance out your priorities and receive. It flips the 6 of Pentacles on its head. But it requires an ending to an old cycle in order to do that. Okay. Well, I have changed up the way that I'm doing these general readings because I feel like I don't know. I felt like I should do it for a long time, and that's what made me decide to do it. So I'm going to go back and clarify what we just talked about to get some more for you. Let's look at the 7 of Cups in Aquarius's recent past, please. You guys have no idea how much guidance I asked for in changing the way that I do these general readings, because even when I had my old channel, I did them the old way of like reading all the way through and then the extended clarifying, but I feel like I can get more in a reading for you guys if I do it this way. Clarifying the 7 of Cups in Aquarius's recent past. It's almost like just not knowing, like being so overwhelmed and not knowing, I want it to flip all the way over, hit the table, or not knowing what to do, like knowing that you're not receiving, but not knowing what to do. There is the Hierophant in reverse, the 6 of Swords. Oh. This is what is, okay. So the perspective you're needing to see is that there's something you're needing to like. Certain changes that are needed. And I feel like the biggest thing I want to bring into the reading, especially with this, future, not because, with this future energy right here, is you and your loved ones are safe. I feel like your biggest worry is if you do make certain changes, walk away from something that doesn't serve you, that like your safety would be put into question. But I feel like this is basically the universe telling you that you would end up honestly in a better place. But you have the 9 of Swords with the 8 of Swords here. I feel like your limiting beliefs bring about a lot of fear, doubt, and insecurity. If I walk away from this, even though I feel like you want to, like there's something that you want to leave behind or something that you want to start or something, like you want to do this. This is something that is appealing to you. And it's almost like if the universe would say, if you walk away from this relationship that doesn't serve you, there would be a better one on the other side, and you like knew that, then you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. Like I feel like you wonder if something better is ever gonna come along. And so honestly, I'm gonna be straight with you, Aquarius, in this reading. This is a reading about you settling and of the fact that you don't have to do that anymore. But I feel like there's a part of you that believes on some level that you have to settle for less than what it is that you deserve here. And I get that. I've certainly been there before, but you don't. You never ever have to settle, especially if you fear. Now, settling and not having appreciation for something are two very different things. So keep that in mind. But if you're in a cycle where you're constantly being triggered because you're like, man, I'm giving so much and I'm receiving so little, and you're like freaking tired of it, then that's kind of what this is talking about. Reset past for Aquarius, clarifying the 2 of Wands in reverse. Reset past for Aquarius, clarifying the 2 of Wands in reverse. Ooh, the King of Cups. The Emperor in reverse. And then there's the 6 of Swords in reverse. See, you're staying where you are because it makes you feel like at least I have something. Like I feel like that's what you're struggling with. I have this bare minimum love, but at least I'm not alone. I'm working this job that I absolutely hate, but at least I have an income. And that level of control is what is keeping you the most stuck. It's like, I know I deserve more. I know I want more, but I don't believe more is possible. So I'm going to stay where I'm at. And I feel like that has been something that you've done a lot in your life. And maybe you hold on to it for the potential of like what it could be, but it never, whatever this is, it is never like even come close to the potential that you desire. Recent past for Aquarius, clarifying the Judgment here. Deeper truths that need to be brought to the surface. Clarifying this Judgment card for Aquarius's recent past. Your limiting beliefs are keeping you from making any decision. A lot of times we don't realize that not making a decision is a decision. You know, choosing to stay where you are is still a choice. Um, and that's where, like, when I talk about victim mentality, I feel like that can be a very triggering concept, because in a lot of situations you probably are a victim. You probably are a victim of certain things that are very unfair, and very not worth, not in alignment with your worth. But when I talk about victim mentality, what I mean by that, I guess a better way to say that is like the mentality that bad things happening to you, like the mentality that the world is out to get you. Because if you look at your relationship with faith, with the universe, with what you believe is possible for you, and you say, the universe has always screwed me over, I'm always end up in situations that suck, like whatever the case is, then you're probably struggling with the mentality of believing that um, you are not deserving of more. And I feel like, again, that can be very triggering for a lot of people, because they think, no, I know I'm deserving of more. Okay, you might know it, but you might not believe it. And remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious, stem from these beliefs that we have buried, that have been taught to us through through our experiences, through our relationships. Like, we have literally learned a certain way of viewing and moving in this world, that you deserve more. You're like, yeah, I know that this isn't what I want, I know this isn't what I deserve, but then there's a part of you that's like, but this is as good as it gets. This is all I can have. The universe doesn't support me. Look at all of these reasons why I'm not supported by the universe. When in reality, you have to remember that your beliefs are the root of your results. If you believe that this world is out to get you, if you believe that the universe is not supporting you and does not have your back, you are 100% correct. Because whatever you believe is going to be whatever it is that you experience. So dive into that a little bit more, try to find what part of you believes that the life that you have been living, feeling like you're getting the short end of the stick, not being valued, not being loved for who you are. What part of you believes that that is as good as it gets, and where did you learn that? Who taught you that? Because they were lying to you. All right. I feel like I'm trying to speak about some of these harder truths, but I want everyone in this reading to know I am absolutely coming from a place of compassion and ultimately having been there. So no judgment ever in my readings. Okay, current energy for Aquarius, clarifying the sun in reverse, please. Current energy for Aquarius. For Aquarius, clarifying the sun in reverse, please. One more. Current energy for Aquarius, please. You don't have to be perfect to be deserving of what you desire. When I was dealing with an emotionally abusive relationship, I talk about this a lot on my channel, I'm very open with it, about 4 years ago. When I was healing from that relationship, I tricked myself into believing, well, I was deserving of it because I've made mistakes in the past. I've hurt people too. I'm not perfect. XYZ. And though that was absolutely true, I wasn't perfect. I needed to take accountability for that, so on and so forth. That didn't make me any less deserving of love. Sometimes we feel like if we're not the most attractive person in the room, most intelligent person in the room, most perfect person in the room, that it means that we're not as deserving as people that we place on a pedestal ahead of us. That's never true. And maybe it's not necessarily about comparing yourself to others. Maybe it's you comparing yourself to yourself. You comparing yourself and saying, I could have done better. I should have done better. I didn't. I acted poorly in that situation. I make mistakes often. I'm not perfect. And believing that that level of not being perfect means that you are not deserving of what it is that you do ultimately desire. And again, this might not be a conscious thought process for you. So much of our beliefs are stored in our subconscious that sometimes it just takes bringing it into our awareness to start to deconstruct it. You are deserving of what it is that you desire and what it is that you want for who you are right now in this moment, not when you get there, wherever there is. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying the 5 of Wands. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying this 5 of Wands. Current energy for Aquarius, clarifying the 5 of Wands, please. It's the inner battle that's making things confusing for you, because we started with the 7 of Cups, right? It's this internal battle. I feel like the right choice for you is actually very clear. I feel like if you could take out all of the fear, the doubt, and the limitations, you would know exactly what it is that you need to do and what it is that you are that's possible for you. But of course, you're a human being having a human experience with real human emotions, so it's not so easy to do that. But I do want you to know that the reason, if you are not living the life of your dreams, if you are not living the life that you desire the most, then that is because a part of you does not believe that it is possible. And that's going to stem from somewhere. You don't believe that you're capable. You don't believe that you're deserving. You don't believe that you're supported. You don't believe that you're good enough, whatever the case might be. And so diving into the reason why things are the way they are, instead of saying, oh, this is just how my life has always been, so this is how my life always has to be, which again, I get that mentality. I've absolutely been there. There is no judgment. But if you want things to change, which of course you do, of course you want things to be better. If you want things to change, you've got to dive into that mentality so that you can get to the root of why things haven't been working out for you, why that wheel hasn't been turning in your favor. All right, let's clarify this 8 of Cups for you, Aquarius. Last one. Clarifying this 8 of Cups for Aquarius's current energy. Clarifying this 8 of Cups for Aquarius's current energy, please. Ooh. Clarifying the 8 of Cups for Aquarius's current energy. Three of Swords with the Sun. Sometimes we choose not to make the decisions that are best for us because we fear the pain associated with that decision. And what we don't really realize is that instead of facing that pain, we keep ourselves in a different kind of pain. It's still pain. It's all pain. It all hurts. It all sucks. It isn't necessarily what you want. But one is for the purpose of things getting better. Because if this is talking about walking away from something or choosing a different path or whatever the case might be, there's the sun that's on the other side of it for you here. Yeah, you're going to have to face some uncomfortable emotions. Of course you will, because we hold on to wanting things to work out so bad that sometimes when we have to accept that they're not working out for us, it can feel like we've wasted our time, or like now we're set back even further. Now we're never going to get to where we want to go. And in reality, you had to go through this experience. You have to be where you are right now and where you were before to get to where you're going. It's just it's part of life. If you woke up in this world, if you came out of your mama and you knew that you were deserving of everything you wanted in life and you never questioned that, your life would be very different. But unfortunately, that's not the way that life works. And we have to kind of break ourselves out of that mentality to be able to live the life that we do desire. So I feel like you kind of have to balance, like, the choices, right? If I do this thing that's really uncomfortable that I'm afraid of doing, and I fear that I'm going to have to face failure or loss or uncertainty or whatever the case is, but I know that I'm going to be supported through that and therefore get to where I'm trying to go, or am I going to stay exactly where I am, stuck in this cycle, experiencing the same heartbreak, the same disappointment time and time again until my life is over? um it's I don't mean for it to sound so like doom and gloom, because that's not at all my intention for this reading. I want this to be a message of hope, not a message of no matter what you do, it's just pain. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm saying is that you have to take a look at how you're stuck in certain cycles that are very painful. Breaking out of those are going to be painful, but they're not going to be painful for as long, and it's going to get you to better places rather than staying in painful cycles. I hope that cleared some things up. All right, we are going to hop on over to the extended. You and your loved ones are safe, with the Seven of Wands, and the overall theme for the reading is new beginnings. I'm going to pull messages and clarify those. Thank you so much, Aquarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Aquarius, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Aquarius.